I want us to look at a few things about the salt. What God says about salt. Salt. I want to show you something about salt. Mark chapter 9 and the verse number 49, I think. Everyone shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. So when will scripture be? Everyone shall be salted with fire, and everyone shall be salted with salt. Everyone shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. I will explain it, but go to the next verse. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its saltness, wherewith shall we season it? Have salt in yourselves, and have peace with one another. Go back to the verse 49. Elisha said, take the new cruse and put salt in it. That means if I am the new cruse, I am the new creation, I am the new person, I am the peculiar person, the royal priesthood and the holy nation, I must make sure that inside me is salt. I must make sure inside me is salt. You are a new creature, but what is in you? He said the new cruse, put salt in the new cruse. He didn't say go and put dawa in the new cruse. He didn't say put Kobe or momoni in the new cruse. He said put salt in it. Because salt is for preservation. Salt is for healing. And that's because the land is barren, the land is dead, and we want to heal this land. We want to preserve the land. We want to deliver the land from sickness, from poverty, from curse, from death, from destruction. So put salt in that land. Sorry, in the cruse. But everyone shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt. I want to take my time and explain something small to you here, because this scripture is not one you can understand easily. If he says everyone shall be salted with fire, and every sacrifice shall be salted with salt, it means if fire can salt something and salt can salt something, it means that fire can preserve something and salt can preserve something. That means salt has the power of fire to purify and to preserve. So salt has the power of fire. That means anything fire can do, salt can do it. And the man of God is saying right now, God is about to preserve this land. God is about to purify the land. God is about to sanctify the land. I see somebody here right now. You are the salt of the land. That means as you move through this land, you are going to purify it. You know what? You are the salt of the earth and you have fire on the land. Anywhere you move, you have the power of fire. And he said, and salt is good. Salt is good because it tastes good. It smells good. It heals well. It says salt is good. 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 I declare on somebody right now, you are fire. Number 2, you are salt. Number 3, you are good. Because you are salt, you are good. Salt is good. They call you a bad person. They call you a negative person. I want you to mention your name and shout, I am good. I am good. People want to think you are bad. People want to think you are negative. People want to tell you you mean nothing. You don't matter. But I tell you, you are good. Salt is good. If you take me out of that food, the food will be tasteless. Somebody come and get up and tell yourself, you remove me from this family. The family will never be the same. You remove me from this town. The town will never be the same. You remove me from Ghana. Ghana will never recover. And if you think I'm lying, or if you think what I'm saying is not the truth, George, Ghana lost Francis Amoako. Santasi Amoako. Up till today, that man of God has not been replaced. I keep saying, what would Amoako have said in the midst of all this social distancing and COVID-19 and things? If Amoako was alive, I keep saying, what would Amoako have said? Idahosa, of blessed memory, we have not replaced him. The Kenneth Higgins and the Oral Roberts and co. I don't know. These were irreplaceable souls. I came to declare to somebody right now, you make the food taste good. You are salt. You are good. May your husband see you are good. May your wife see you are good. May your children see you are good. May they see that life without you will be tasteless. Salt preserves. Salt is good. And every good gift and every perfect gift comes from above. Comes from the Father of light. So look at you. You are the manifestation of a gift of God to your people. Salt produces peace. Salt produces peace. He said, have salt in yourself and have peace with one another. Or look at the way salt can produce peace. And that is why in some cultures, whenever they want to have peace with one another, they mix salt. What they are saying is peace with one another. Somebody here under the sound of my voice, you are the peace of the world. Sorry, you are the salt of the earth. The Bible talks in the book of Colossians. And in Colossians chapter 4 and the verse number 5 and 6, the Bible is still talking about salt. And he said, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Verse number 6, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. So I'm seeing a few things. Number one, when you go to the verse number 5, it says, verse 5 says, walk in wisdom. So salt is wisdom. You have wisdom that can unlock destinies, that can solve problems. Whenever you speak, salt is speaking. Wisdom is on the ground. You are the salt, you are wisdom. Wisdom, that is salt. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without. Redeeming the time. Verse number 6. Let your speech be always with grace. Salt is grace. So salt is wisdom. Salt is grace. And he said seasoned with salt. That is because let your wisdom. Number 1 talks about wisdom. Then he says, so let your speech be seasoned with grace. Let your speech be always with grace, and it says seasoned with salt. That means the wisdom and the grace are the salt. Oh, you know what, people? The world sometimes is very confused, so negative. They don't have anything positive about themselves. They think so negatively about themselves. You are the salt. You are the salt. You are the salt. Salt is wisdom. Salt is grace. So when he said the curse on the land, and he said, this land is barren. This land is barren. This land is barren. When he said this land is barren, he said, bring me a new cruise. That means God needs new kind of people. Put salt in it. Put grace in them. Put wisdom in them. Put fire in them. Put peace in them. And by their peace, they will bring salt to the whole earth. But, Pastor Mike, I want to show us something very interesting. In Mark chapter 9 again. Go back to Mark chapter 9 and the verse number 50. Salt is good. If salt has lost his saltness, wherewith shall we season it? Nana, sa scripture way, salt is good. But if salt has lost its saltness, wherewith shall we season it? Elijah, have you ever seen salt losing its saltness before? It is impossible for salt to lose its saltiness. And what he's saying is that if salt loses its saltness, how are you going to season it? That means if the church lose our saltness, we can never be helped. A Christian who falls cannot be helped. A Christian who failed, the world cannot help you. If the church falls, the church cannot be helped. Do you see how it is very difficult to convert a Christian who really fell? Somebody who used to be in church for many, many years. When they fall, it is easier to raise an articulated truck than to raise a fianga Christian who fell. And they are the ones, when you are talking to them, they say, I'm not a fool. I've been in the church for a long time. I was deceived for a long time. Now my eyes are open. Nobody can convince me again. Oh boy. This is salt that has lost its saltiness, and you cannot season it.